hearing has been
Wow,
put on hold for this. But
that's
yeah, 8 minutes
crazy.
ago, the Guardian is releasing the Supreme Court just overturned Roe v. Wade. What happens next? Scroll down. The Supreme Court just overturned the landmark Roe v. Wade case, which granted women in the United States the right to terminate a pregnancy, which is not in the Constitution, if I may.
Wow.
A reversal of this magnitude is almost unprecedented, particularly on a case decided nearly 50 years ago. The extraordinarily rare move will allow more than half of states to ban abortion, with an immediate and enduring impact on tens of millions of Americans. Now, that is a very that like just that this is why I hate media, first of all, because it's very clear which way this just in those two
Oh, the
paragraphs
Guardian.
which way the Guardian leans, right? So it's a tough one to take. Now, I'm not a woman, and I have a son, and I've never been involved in any kind of situation that would see me, in a state where I need to pick one or the other. But on the core of this case is, do women, or does the Constitution provide the right to an abortion? And
It's a tough one, man.
it is very tough.
When the
It is
Constitution was written, who was getting abortions?
well, I have no fucking clue. But the thing is, though, that's right. But the thing is, though, is that as a right, as a right, I don't know where you would find that in the Constitution.
I wish people could vote on shit, like democracy.
Well, and here's the thing: it's
So,
like
like,
there's
if
a
they
lot
put
of
this out to the public to vote,
a referendum. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
mm,
Yeah, that's those kind of
instead
things are
they got a
dead.
group of dudes privately voting together.
Yes, yes. Now
Mm,
the thing is though, it's like this is this could be quite controversial. I was always under the impression that there should be freedom of choice. Women should be allowed to do whatever they want to their bodies. But then I started to read the statistics behind who was getting an abortion, why they were getting an abortion, and whether or not it was the right decision. And when
well,
you
yeah, if
look
you're
at
using it like a condom, like,
a
then
contraceptive,
that's yeah, if that's your
that's
contraceptive, then that's
wrong, man.
fucked. That's
That's
absolutely
wrong,
fucked. If
man.
it's a health
Yes.
thing, well, for you or the kid,
Yes.
obvious.
Duh.
This is like a this is the
Right.
crazy common sense thing that we just talked about with, like, the guns, where it's like, this should be the end of conversation, boom. Circumstantial, everything is circumstantial, and boom, move forward, but instead, it's just like, nope, one or the other, extreme this, extreme that. It's like,
Yes. And there's very, very few cases where there is a state that is going to stop someone from getting an abortion if they've been raped, if it's incest, if there's health caused, if it's the mother's life is in jeopardy or the baby's life is in jeopardy or something. You know what I mean?
well, now
There's
the
very
thing is
few
like,
pla
they can.
Well, yeah, but they can doesn't mean they will though. That's the thing. Remember we had the conversation just the other day. New York has it so that or would allow it so that you can abort a fetus or a child right up until conception. So
Yeah, so
so
and that's
at
where it's
any
like,
time for
fuck.
any reason a woman can be like, "Nah, I'm good. Done." And it's like, "What?" But in Texas, now this is just I'm just throwing this at you. In Texas, the Texas government has chosen to try to protect the child, protect the fetus, rather than giving somebody just the right to off it. So it's like they're saying, well, you can do it, but only up until there's a detecting heart rate or heartbeat and pulse. At that point, nope, unless jeopardy to one or the other or something. It won't be rape or incest because you'll know at that point, right? So it's unless life is jeopardized. And then I started to ask myself, I was like, well, should people be allowed to play God? Should you just be allowed to just go, boop, you're done. Boop, you're done. I don't think so. I don't think so. And that's why it's like, well, wait a second. If people women are getting abortions because they're having sex and unprotected and they're just getting pregnant and some women are having multiples, I'm like, this is wrong. This is wrong. You don't have the responsibility. I'm not saying all. I'm just saying it's
In these
being
small
abused.
circumstances,
It's
yeah.
being abused. And if that's the case, we need to stop this. We need to stop this. And
But
and
the problem
so
is everything is just like I said, it's a general sweep. So it's like
yes.
there's nothing circumstantial. Let's say a woman who was a heavier set woman didn't realize she was pregnant, which I've seen on like TLC and weird shit with my ex. Like, just found out all of a sudden. She's like, I just felt weird and thought I had gas, and boom, I'm
Mm.
pregnant. And she's a larger woman, and the baby's pretty developed. Turns out the baby could kill her if
I've
it's
seen
born.
this.
And they're like, oh, well, guess what? In Texas, our rule says this. We don't give a fuck what the circumstances. That's the problem. It's nothing
But shouldn't there
situational.
be
It's always just like
personal responsibility? Shouldn't this
it
larger
should
woman
be, but
not
it's
be
like
having unprotected sex and then not being responsible enough to
I
maybe
get that, but
check
shouldn't,
or
like, the
something?
government not care about anything related to human lives, but then they do
But
sometimes?
this
So,
is that
like, we're getting rid
overreaching.
of Juul cigarettes to make sure that or the e-cigs to make sure we're protecting people, but then also saying protect yourself for other shit? It's one of those things where it's just extreme sweeps where it's like, how is in one sense, it's saying, "We're gonna make sure we protect you and control you," and the other side is like, "Fuck you, protect yourself. You learn this is what it is."
But it's not they're protecting that baby.
I get that, but I'm saying if the baby is gonna die
No, that's the
or the mom's
exception.
gonna
They're
die.
giving no, 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 they're giving you that. They're telling you that, yes, if that's the case, there's no doubt.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it's extreme, if it's like nothing could be a clean sweep. If it's everything should be circumstantial. But if there's no law put in place, people can really just decide. If they're religious and they're in this area, they don't give a fuck. Like, nope, we don't do that. Doesn't matter. So that's where like laws have to be put in place sometimes. So it's like people have repercussions if they decide to bring their
That's
personal
why they're
opinion
saying
into it.
leave it to the states. Like
So that's what I'm saying. Hopefully the states do
in
good.
your constitution, in the written constitution, there's just nothing that says that that should be a right afforded to people. You should just like it's just not. It's the same thing as
Agreed. I just don't
driving.
know when
You
we're
don't
not
have the
going to do anything
right
to the
to
Constitution. This
drive.
shit was written like 1,000 years ago. So like I don't know why no anybody's not 1,000, but I don't know why no one's thinking like, "Hey, as the world has evolved and changed, we do have to change this stuff." But the problem is a group of private people decide what they're gonna change and what they're gonna add and what they're gonna do instead of the people for our Constitution. That's what bothers me the most. It's like, "Wait, hang on. This is shit that's gonna affect people for hundreds and hundreds of years. Why is just a group of old white dudes making this decision? And it's not the
A couple
people."
of them are black, but yes.
Okay, the old dudes making this decision and old wealthy people, that's what I'm saying, old wealthy people making this decision when we can't. I mean, literally, they told us to fucking stay inside and not do anything, wear masks and all this shit and gave us free money because they were worried about our health, right?
Mhm.
But then now it's like, "Figure it out, states will figure it out. We don't do it." It's like, well, I don't know why this was a pressing matter even.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? With what's
See, in
going on
this
in the world right now and in the
that's a
government,
good
why is
point.
this a pressing matter? Why are we talking about fucking abortions in 2022 when
I guess it's
we've got so
perspective.
much shit going on?
But yes, I agree that this is one of the things that are just distractions to things that could really be important. Um, but this is just this is a very hot topic for
Oh,
many
yeah,
people.
yeah.
No matter what, when you start talking about abortion, pro life, pro choice, and so on, it's going to be a hot topic, no matter how you shape it. And then we want to pass the question off to you. What do you guys think when it comes to the topic? You know, I think I've given my opinion. Rob's given his opinion. I think you can fall either on one side or the other, or somewhere in the middle. But we're curious to hear what you guys think. It is a big moment in American history and in world history
Yeah,
to see where this see how this ended up. But yeah, civil conversations as always on the comments
absolutely.
section. But yeah, always curious what you guys think. Always curious what you guys think.